We're just trying out our bikes for the first time in Ashland. It's a nice place to ride. I'd recommend it. Only problem is turkeys. They cut in front of you. Look how fast he's going. So anyhow, we're just going up Lithia Park here in Ashland. It's a nice place to ride. It really is. I recommend it. They have bathrooms several feet in the park. But on an e-bike, you can make it there in just a minute, literally. So as we're riding up past the pickleball courts, those used to be tennis courts. Now it seems pickleball is all they play there, which seems odd to me. Going up past the upper duck pond, which now it is Ucker because it's all brown. Never see any ducks anymore, nor any geese. It's kind of sad. I remember this place when I was a kid. It was nice to hang out. Passing a biker because I am cheating. I'm on an e-bike. See the guy's working hard. He's doing good though. He's got good health. Me, I'm cheating. Up here, and now we're turning on to Granite Street. I used to live here in my childhood. Up until 78, I believe. So 9 or 10 years old, right in that general area is when I left. My father and then his siblings were all raised up here. They all grew up here, so they have more memories than I do. But this part has always been paved ever since I was a child. Remember that? Going up, there's the places we had to the left there that were picnics. We had lots of picnics. There's a swimming hole up there that is no longer in existence. I think every time a flood comes through, it destroys it and changes it. Had a buddy that lived up here from school. He passed away a long time ago, back in 1988 at 20 years old. Don't know how, but I am saddened by it. So get up here, around this, where this building, this new house. There used to be a different house there when I was a kid. I remember that. But right here is where the pavement ended, and it became granite. And I remember my dad hot rodding down this road. It's one of my better memories. He used to take his Mustangs, plural, by the way. He always had one or another or something different. And he'd go sideways around these corners. He was drifting before drifting was cool. Right up here on the left, or the right actually, is where we lived. It was called the Big House. And there was a little house down below. The addresses are still the same, but the houses are gone. Now we're going up past the old watershed. We're going to pass the old watershed pretty soon. And this now is where it becomes dirt. And my video shows it. It's a little bit bumpier. So our intention was to go up here and to go up to Rita Reservoir. But that was quickly thwarted, because they are doing some kind of construction up that road. And even though I think we could go by there, I think it was still okay to do so. I just didn't really want to get involved. So we stopped here at the van and decided to go further up, just off to the left there. This is all very bicycle friendly, by the way. People seem to like bike riders in this town. So we're going up, and when I was a kid, this was all dirt. I think it is here too. But you get a nice view of the city of Ashland up here. We just didn't stop to enjoy it. There's a bunch of footpaths, but they say no bicycles. This used to be like, I don't remember if it was like a watershed. I don't think it was a watershed. It was like Ashland City, where they had all their gravel and all that stuff, I think. That's always been something, but it didn't used to be fenced in. It was just wide open because people are honest. They didn't have to fence stuff in. And as we get up closer, we're gonna reach the pinnacle of the road here and start going downhill. And this is a very, like I said, very nice place to ride. There is some vehicle traffic, but they are very nice to riders. They seem to respect them, which is different than Medford, or anywhere else for that matter. I imagine it's the same in Eugene. They're all college towns, got the same mindset, minus the Shakespearean theater. I don't think they have one in Eugene, do they? Anyways, if they do, let me know in the comments below. It'd be nice to get a comment. That was nice. So, anyways, the house for sale. If anybody wants to spend an outrageous price to slide down a hill in the winter. But the median property value here is $520,000, I believe, is what we saw. So you're not going to buy a home for cheap, no matter where you go. That's the median. Up here in the hills, I imagine it's closer to 1.1 million or something. I didn't look it up, don't know for sure, but that is my guess. Still going up. I didn't think we were going up this far. I must have really been having a blast because I thought it went downhill faster than this. No, not literally. We do go downhill faster. E-bikes have regular brakes, just like other bikes, so they don't have e-brakes to slow us down. But we did find out that they do generate electricity and charge up the battery on the way downhill, which is good to know about e-bikes. Yep, I didn't go up any higher. I stayed right on flat land because I knew what goes up must come down. See, a car there. I don't remember what the guy was doing, but he was peaceful enough. And the people, all the people here seemed peaceful enough. And as we're going downhill now, I believe we are. It's not too bad right here. It's a nice little decline. But right up here around the corner, you'll see that it's really steep. As we go uphill, because, you know, e-bikes, we can cheat. Then right here, stop, took off. This was steep. I don't know, the video does it no justice. I was on front and rear brakes all the way down, just trying to keep a decent speed. Trying not to plow into a car at the bottom. At this point, I really am slightly familiar with Ashland streets, but I really didn't know where I was. I knew how to get back to the main street, but I didn't know how far down the main drag I was. I didn't know if I was close to the main strip right there, or closer past Safeway, to closer to colleges. I didn't know. I don't really spend a lot of time back here in this area. Not even as a teenager when I was, scoping everything out as a kid. But I did find out soon enough that I was actually close to Safeway, not quite to the Safeway. We're still going downhill, and it's still a pretty decent downhill. Then we get down here, and this is where I find out exactly where I'm at. Right by the fire station, actually between the fire station and the Safeway. I had to wait for a few cars. That's the way it goes. Traffic is everywhere, and traffic is the same on a bicycle or on a car. But when traffic stopped, I wanted to shoot out there and get behind the truck because I needed to turn down by Safeway, get off this main drag. There wasn't a bike lane here that I could find, but I felt safer just getting off this part and getting down into the back streets. Look at that, road rage on a bicycle. No, it was just the light stayed green for one car, and that was it. And then the flashing yellow, I took advantage of it. The wife is behind me. I always looked back to make sure she wasn't getting hit by a car or something. And since I had no idea where to go next, we just went down this road for a while, then turned around and came back up it. At this point, we had no plans. We were just testing the bikes out, and I still had a full charge on my battery. Past the old cemetery. Not the one my family's in. It's a different one. Bunch of teenagers, because there was no school that day. It was an in-service day or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like going down here, and I thought, okay, that's enough. We'll turn around and head back up. But this is Ashland's main street, which isn't really their main drag. Their real main drag is, Old Highway 99. And here we go. Thanks to e-bikes, I can get up to speed really fast. Still have to pedal. My legs still hurt afterwards. But, I can go more places faster and easier. They say that, the top speed of mine's like 28 miles an hour, which doesn't seem like much until you're doing 28 miles an hour on a bicycle. Then it seems like a lot. Another great argument I have with my buddies who all have motorcycles is I have the true motorcycle. An electric motor is called a motor. A gasoline engine is called an engine. So they actually have engine cycles, and I really have a motorcycle. But, they just kind of look at me like I'm stupid, which I think they should at that point. Now we're going down to B Street. And I figured you'll shoot down B Street, hit Hershey, and go down Hershey down to where the bike path comes in and where the water treatment plant is. And you know what? You ride by there, there's a water treatment plant there. So I believe this is B Street here. Like I said, people in cars were courteous. They weren't honking their horns. They weren't trying to get us to get out of the way. Yeah, and thanks to the old governor, Kate Brown, she made it to where bicyclists don't have to stop at stop signs. So if you feel either like you feel like taking a risk, or lucky, if you think you're lucky, just plow right through them. Who cares? And not like you're breaking the law anymore. Yep, here's the old armory we're coming up on pretty soon. And Hershey. Still a very nice town. Very picturesque, very good looking, very nice town. This is the old part of town where the houses were made like in the early 1900s and such. Now I went a little fast down here because I wanted to get down and out of everybody's way because the road is real narrow right there and cars are parked on the side. Up here a little further I could relax. Wasn't nearly as worried about it. And I look back and my wife is trying to keep up with her bike. It's just not as fast. But I didn't want to bother that guy in that Toyota. I wanted to get out of his way. And off we are again like a herd of turtles. These speed bumps down this road, they got some pretty wide speed bumps. You go up and over them, and in a car you know it. In a bicycle it's nothing. It's a piece of cake. Probably have to be doing 50 or 60 to get airborne off of them. It was just a bump. But like I said, seeing those cars go by, people were very patient. Everybody we rode past or that walked past us, they were pleasant people. They weren't yelling. They would say hello, and then they'd go about their business. They didn't care what we were doing. And then here's the part where I'm trying to remember where to turn. to get to the beginning of the bike path, because it's been probably almost 20 years since I came up the bike path. And I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, and I'm trying to remember 20 years ago. But I knew the general area, and I got lucky. Because down here, as you'll see, there's a place, and hopefully my camera caught it, that looks like an old gas station. When I was here 20 years ago, it was brand new. It looked like a 1950s gas pump. It was all nice, and I really liked it back then. Now they've just let it go. It's sad. Sad how things turn out. But it was right up here. This is all part of the same guy's property. But you can see that building with the windows up on the roof up there, or up on the second floor. That's where the gas station was. And it wasn't a real one. It was just a mockery. And right there we stopped and talked to a gentleman for a few minutes, so we stopped the camera. And then that was where the bike path ended originally. Now this is the new part. They've added this. It goes up right past the water treatment plant right here. And you can smell all kinds of lovely smells. It's amazing I didn't smell any corn. So, and you go around this corner, and there is a new park. A park I've never seen. We'll have to go check it out at some point. I honestly, other than getting on the bike path and getting to it, I don't know how to get to it. But there's a bathroom. I almost hit a lady. Nope, the camera didn't catch it. Yep, she came popping around the corner, and I was flying on my e-bike. But it's nice to have a path that still goes up a ways. Ashland added this to it. We'll get up here, and you'll notice the bike path ends. And on this main drag right here, this main road, I don't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But if you turn to your right and you follow it straight out, I believe you end up on Highway 99, just north of Lithia, or not Lithia, Briscoe Elementary. Well, now it's not Briscoe Elementary anymore. But that's where I went to school. And so we keep going, and then you come up here, and you'll come to another main part of the road, another main road that goes up just north of Briscoe also. Oh, there's Hellman Elementary. I actually went there my 4th grade year. We had complications with a teacher. And my grandfather pulled me out of that school and sent me to this school. There was some program where they were throwing 4th, 5th, and 6th graders together to try to make them excel. And I was part of that pilot program, and needless to say, it didn't work out so well for me. The teacher was not a nice person to me, and so we moved. We didn't move, we moved schools. A little flashback to my childhood. And I just got passed by a 4Runner. I got beat by a Toyota. It's a nice trailer on that truck right there. Wouldn't mind having that at all. So I get up here, and I'm trying to get my bearings. And this lady's telling me, go, go, go. And I'm like, nope, I don't know where I'm at yet. Let me figure this out. So with the limited knowledge I have of Ashland, I found my way just fine. And as you see, we're getting into a little bit more of a crowded area. That was another Toyota that passed me. And then down here, there is a road that goes under the train tracks to the left that was like a little tunnel. When I was a kid, my grandpa used to take me through there because I loved it. It was great. It was going through a tunnel as a kid. But this road takes us right back to Lithia Park. And I did speed this up because it was really boring if you just watch it. Probably not really exciting now either, but it was worse when it took us an hour to get around town instead of about 22 minutes, 23. But it was a nice ride. We really enjoyed it. And there was a break here because somebody got confused at one of the lights, and I was thinking, I'm going to take this advantage and just shoot across. And of course, with it being an e-bike, I just hit the throttle and shoot across because I didn't want to play around. Right up here is where that delicious Lithia water was served. Right at this crosswalk, if you turn to your left, you can get a drink of more minerals than you care to chew on. It is water that has texture. And that guy didn't even know we were there. He was on his phone, walking across, and I'm thinking, man, that's brilliant. Got your nose on the phone, and you're walking across the street. This is all kind of new to me on the left here, or on the right. I keep on getting my lefts and rights backwards. On the right. But you got to remember, my best memories are between like 73 and 79. Things have changed since then. Most of you guys weren't even alive back then. And as we pass my truck to continue on, we're going back up to the duck pond, and we're just testing a theory because her battery was getting low, and we wanted to see if it would charge it on the way back down. So we went up to the top of the duck, where the upper duck pond is, turned around and coasted back down, and it charged the battery. So it works. I mean, we'd probably need a good 2 mile or so downhill to really make a dent in the battery's lifespan, but came up 1 bar, which is good in that short time. And my battery is way better, way bigger, and the bicycle itself is way faster. So it's just, I'm on speed setting 2, on assist speed setting 2, and I still take it easy. I can't go the full setting on it. Otherwise, she has to go to drain your battery speed to keep up. And here we go, right back down Lithia Park. Well, I guess I'm